things that I think work well with this pattern. First up, we have these kicks where in between each snare, first we have one right here, right? Then we get a snare, the yellow is a snare, and then you get two kicks. And we could continue with that. We go kick, 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 kick. But instead, it goes kick, 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 and then it goes kick again, so 1. But then in the end, we add in 3. So it's like 1, then 2, back to 1, and now 3. And there's another one here at the very end. I'll talk about that in a second. But it's just an interesting way to deviate from the standard kick, 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 and instead add in that extra kick, kick, kick. Small things, and you'll find this a lot in drums. Like, it's usually these small little changes, small little tweaks that add so much variety to your drum. So let's play it. And that's it. So it's just adding, going from 1, doing the 1, 2, 1, 3. Just adds a little interest to it, makes it kind of nice. So it gives a nice little groove and kind of keeps it moving. And that's the thing with this one. This one's has like a certain level of movement to it, in the sense that we have these hats. We have 2 hats that are kind of repeatedly playing, almost like back and forth, playing off of each other in that way. And so it creates a movement. That's actually why, going back to this kick, we could have taken that out, but it creates almost like this pause moment, which isn't bad. Let's listen. It's not bad. Like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I think what you want to do is you want to think about, well, what do I want out of this drum pattern? For this one, I just want to kind of keep it moving, add a nice little groove. And so adding in this extra drum kick just kind of keeps the pattern moving. Listen. So it just keeps it moving as opposed to that pause. Neither one is wrong. You just got to figure out, well, what do you want out of it? For this one, I wanted to kind of keep it moving, keep it grooving. So I threw in that kick at the end there. And now the hi-hats, part of the movement comes from the hi-hats because we got this constantly playing 2 hi-hats here. Right. And that just kind of keeps it moving. The snare is pretty simple, 2, 4. This is great. Snares are great to just keep on the 2 and 4, and we want to keep something anchored and have some semblance of like, this is the continuity in here. And so that's great. Going back to the hi-hats, when you have this many hi-hats, you want to make sure they're not overwhelming and not taking up too much of the space. They're not calling too much attention to themselves. Like, these are fairly small, fairly thin, fairly contained in that sense, and not taking over the beat. Right now, if I was to change those, let's see. So these are my 2 hi-hats. Right, if I do that, it becomes too much, right? That's way too much. It's taken over. And so with it, the idea here, right, is like, you want to think about what's the point of this sound in my drum pattern. And am I really trying to get people to hear and focus on that crash cymbal or the hi-hats? For the hi-hats, it's like, I just kind of want a nice little bounce that keeps it grooving. I think the kicks are doing a lot of the interesting part. And that's how I came up with this pattern here. Is kind of what my thought process was. So it's a really, really interesting one. That's relatively simple. It's really great. This is a really great boom bap beat with some bounce to it without being too overwhelming. But you got to make sure you use the right drum sounds, right? With those hats, keep them subtle. Don't use cymbals and crash snares unless you want to use those every now and then to mix it up. You can start with this, but then obviously you modify it to how you see fit. I just thought I'd give a little insight into what I found interesting in this drum pattern and some of the thought process behind it.